Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss the chromosomal theory of inheritance. This is the fundamental theory of genetics which states chromosome as a carrier of genetic material. Today we know that genes are the main part of chromosomes, but at the time of Mendel he did not aware that genes are present or chromosomes are present, and he told that there are something which transfer from parental generation to its offspring. So he did not know what is this, and he told that these are called as the factors. But according to this theory, chromosomes are these factors. So this theory was given by Sutton and Boveri in 1902 independently, and they told that the transmission of chromosomes is similar like the factors which Mendel told. Now, what are the salient features related to chromosomal theory of inheritance? First, that sperm as well as ova are the main hereditary carries the hereditary characteristics. Second, sperm and ova equally contribute to heredity in offspring. Third, there is a fusion of sperm as well as ova nuclei occur during the fertilization process. Next, that nucleus contains chromosomes. So, there will be necessity that chromosomes will be transmitted from one generation to another generation. Next, we can say that chromosomes are present in pairs. So, they have specific number, specific structure and individuality throughout the life cycle of an organism. For example, we can say in human beings there are 23 pairs of chromosomes are present. In chimpanzee there are 24 pairs of chromosomes are present, and in Drosophila melanogaster there are 4 pairs of chromosomes are present. In such type of chromosomes, they can be divided into two types: autosomes and sex chromosomes. Autosomes control the morphological characteristics and sex chromosomes control the sex. They are used to determination of the sex. Next, we can say there is the separation of chromosomes occur, as well as Mendel told that there is the separation of factors occur, and according to this theory, chromosomes are segregate during gametogenesis process, and distribution of paternal as well as maternal chromosomes is we can say that it will be separate and separate from each other. So this is the salient features related to chromosomal theory of inheritance. Now, what are the similarity between Mendelian factors as well as the behavior of chromosome theory? We know that whole the Mendel inheritance process was based on meiosis process, and this theory is also related to meiosis. In meiosis, the cells reduces by its half. For example, a diploid cell is converted into 4 haploid cells. 2 phases occur, meiosis first as well as meiosis second. In all these phases, 4 phases are also occur, which are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. When we talk about the prophase, synapsis processes occur in which 2 chromosomes are recombination occur of 2 homologous chromosomes on one side. For example, these are 2 types of homologous chromosomes, and there is the transfer of some genetic material inter-exchange from each other. So in prophase first, genetic material exchange, some part of these chromosomes transfer to the other chromosomes. The next phase is called as the anaphase, metaphase. In metaphase plate is formed and there all the chromosomes align to the equator plate. In final telophase stage, their cytokinesis occur and in which cytoplasm is divided. I am not going so detail in particular cell division topic. We will later discuss these particular topics. And finally, in meiosis second, there is the formation of 4 different kind of progeny are produced. So this can say that there is the transmission of Mendelian factors as well as chromosomes occur during the gametogenesis process. This process also obey the process of independent assortment of alleles as well as segregation of alleles present in chromosomal theory of inheritance. This was further tested by the dihybrid cross with the recessive trait, which is called as a test cross. When we cross of F1 generation of dihybrid cross, which is capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. Capital shows the dominant characters and small letter shows the recessive trait. And when we cross it only with its recessive trait, it means it is called as a test cross. When we cross F1 generation with its recessive trait, it is called as the test cross. So when we cross it, the black hole shows the dominant character. So these are the homologous chromosomes we can say, and white hole shows the recessive trait. So in F1 generation, 4 gametes, at first 4 gametes will be produced by this, which are capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, small y, capital R, capital Y, small r, and small y, small I from this. So it will produce only one gamete and this will produce 4 type of gametes. When we cross it in F1 generation, at first capital Y, small y, capital R, small r will produce. When we cross both them, there is a formation of small y, small r, small r. Then there is a formation of small y, capital R and small r, and finally capital Y, small r, small r. So 2 are the similar to the parental generation. One is capital Y, capital R, small r, and other is small y, small r, small r. So these are the identical to the parental generation, and 2 new recombinant progeny will be produced by the test cross. So it shows the presence of separate genes. Now sometimes we confuse that what are the back cross and what is the test cross, and all back cross are test cross or all test cross are back cross. So you should know about this. When we talk about back cross, it means that if F1 generation, it means when F1 generation is crossed with any of its parental generation. It can be capital T, it means it can be dominant trait or it can be recessive trait. So F1 generation when crossed with any of its parental generation, which can be dominant, it can be recessive, it will be called as the back cross. A back cross is a test cross, maybe a back cross, but all back cross are not test cross, because in test cross, in earlier we told that in test cross we use only recessive trait. So recessive traits may be present in back cross, but all test cross are not back cross. So for example, when we a particular example using back cross, for example, there is a person which have black eyes. In F1 generation, it is present in heterozygous condition. When we cross it, it's any of the parental generation. Capital T, we know that when we cross it, there is a formation of heterozygous. So it is a parental generation, may be capital T or small t. So when we cross it with homozygous dominant trait, It means these will be black eyes. So in F1 generation, all eyes will be black. When we cross it, it's small recessive traits. For example, brown eyes, green color is showing brown eyes. So there is the recombination will be occur. And there is the formation of heterozygous type of progeny, in which 3:1 will be ratio. Sorry, 50-50% will be ratio. 50% will be heterozygous condition and 50% will be heterozygous recessive condition will be found. When we talk about test cross, in test cross, which is mainly used to know that whether a parental generation is in homozygous condition or in heterozygous condition, we are now using the eye color. We don't know that it is present in the heterozygous condition or homozygous condition. So we cross it only with its recessive trait. And its recessive trait is here blue color is showing brown eyes, which is recessive trait. If it is present in homozygous condition, all F1 generation will be present in black eyes. But if it is present in heterozygous condition, these eyes are present in heterozygous condition, in F1 generation, 50% eyes will be heterozygous condition and 50% will be homozygous recessive trait will be produced. So this is test cross. Outcross will be also used, which is the part of the back cross, in which F1 generation is crossed with only dominant traits. In test cross we used only recessive traits, and when we talk about outcross, we used F1 generation and we cross it only with its dominant traits. So you should know that back cross may be divided into two types, test cross as well as outcross. In back cross, it may be F1 generation may be crossed by dominant traits as well as recessive traits, any of the trait, and in test cross only recessive traits are used, and in outcross only dominant traits are crossed with F1 generation. Now the experimental genetics, the expanded version of chromosomal theory of inheritance, was given by Morgan, and Morgan is also known as the father of experimental genetics. Sometimes we confuse that who is the father of genetics and who is the father of experimental genetics. So when we talk about only genetics, Gregor John Mendel is the father of genetics, and when we talk about experimental genetics, Thomas Morgan is the father of experimental genetics. He did his work on Drosophila melanogaster. It is a fruit fly, and fruit flies are also called as the jackpot of the genetics. He used that particular organism because of it have many kind of traits and some characteristics are present in Drosophila melanogaster. So what are these characteristics are? At first, it is easily available at everywhere and mainly in banana fruits and easily available. Mainly present in mango and banana fruit. Breeding is quite cheap. Third, easily grown in laboratories. The male Drosophila as well as the female Drosophila are different from each other. Male Drosophila is shorter and female Drosophila are larger than female, and abdominal part is pointed in female Drosophila and in males this is not pointed, and the last part of the male Drosophila is darker than the female part of the female last part. So these are some distinguish between female and male. These have XY chromosomes and female have XX chromosome, which is homogametic as well as heterogametic. These also have some distinct characteristics. Mendel choose pea plant because they have 7 distinct characteristics. These also have some distinct characteristics like feathers color, eye colors and body shape. So all these are some distinct characteristics which are present in Drosophila melanogaster. Now next, that these have 4 pairs of chromosomes are present, in which 3 pairs are control only morphological characteristics, and only 1 pair which is used to determination of the sex, XX in female and XY in males. So all these are the reasons why particular Morgan choose this particular type of organism. Now contribution of Morgan in genetics. Morgan did many experiments related to Drosophila melanogaster, and he gave many new theories related to genetics. For example, first is linkage. In linkage, linked genes are present in same chromosomes. He also used the term crossing over. Crossing over means recombination occur, and there is a change in genetic material is also occurring during the crossing over. Crossing over causes the chiasmatic type hypothesis also. Third, crisscross inheritance. In crisscross inheritance, it is also called as a sex-linked inheritance. In sex-linked inheritance, there is the presence of some mutant genes on X chromosomes, or it can be on Y chromosomes, it will be occur, and he did his main experiment on sex-linked inheritance. In first, he used Drosophila melanogaster. He self-pollinized many Drosophila, and first he saw there are some male Drosophila which are white color eye. Normally Drosophila have only red eyes, but he saw that there are some mutant genes are present on only male, and he saw that there are some white eye Drosophila are also present, but again he saw that there are some females are also present which have white eyes. So this concept was related to crisscross inheritance, and he gave the gene theory of inheritance. According to this theory, genes are present on chromosomes which are made up of DNA, and these are the main basis of inheritance. So all these are the contribution of related to Morgans. In next class we will discuss the linkage process